Hi, I'm Matt, and today I've got my own car that I want to check the battery condition on it. When I start the car in the mornings, occasionally it's really slow, it's starting to turn over, then it speeds up quite well, but on some occasions it's like it's not going to start the car at all. So today I've got the scope set up. I'll just show you, this is a small cheap scope, and I've never used it. So I wrote on a few things with a marker pen to remind me what's what. But now I'm in the battery positive and the ground, and these are coming, I've got the leads going into my multimeter and it on a scope. So I'm going to try and start the car, and then hopefully I'll get to hold the capture. Well, that was interesting because I got a few spikes coming right down there, so I think that's maybe showing the sign of either the battery's going, or is it the starter motor that's going? Wow, look at that. I mean, some of those things dropped right down as soon as I pressed it. This is on a setting of 5 volts per division. This mark at the side here is where I've put the baseline to be. That's 0. So that's like 5, then 10 on this next row of dots, and then that would be 15, where it's almost going when it's running. But when the battery started, I didn't make a note of what the voltage was, but it was like 5, 10, probably about 12. Looked like it was a good battery, fully charged battery. But then these come right down, so that would be 5, 6, 7 volts. A couple of times when it was cranking, it dropped to 7 volts. So I don't know if it's a bad battery, a bad cell in the battery, or if it's... in fact, the whole time it was cranking, it's done that. You see here? You can almost see the compression of the cylinder marks going in there. Right? Going in. I can't really zoom in on this, I don't think, like I could with a better scope, but it gives me an idea. I think, or is it the start motor? That's the thing. I'm going to put a battery in it and compare the image and see what the difference is. But this is an easy test that I've done without even getting under the bonnet. I've just done it from the driver's seat, which I thought was pretty cool. So I'll do it again. I'll put the battery in. It certainly doesn't look new, so I don't know how old it is. But I'm going to go and change it, and then I'll do this test again and just compare it. New battery is fitted to the car. So now I'm going to put the key in. Ignition. Put my foot on the thingy, on the clutch, ready to start it. Right, here we go. Still got the same drops coming down. Couple of the same ones going down, so maybe it's the starter. I'll do it again. There's one there. See that big drop to 5 volts? Let me just do something here. Change this to half a second per division. Okay, let's try. Still getting a drop. Not as bad as it was though. Let's lower it down a bit more. We'll try 100 milliseconds per division. I don't know.
Let's catch up with the latest Classic FM news and weather.
That's a bit too much, so we'll go up one. 200. Okay, new battery. Still got that big dropout that was there. We'll get ready to stop it again. Okay. going to do the same test that I did before. This time I'm going to use different scope because I want to see what's happening with the amps at the same time as I'm looking at the voltage. So I need to use a different scope for that. The last scope only had one channel. So this time I'm using my Hantek. This is a 6204. And I have my scope connected up here. Channel 1 is the yellow one. I've got that set up here. Yellow one is set up at 5 volts per division, volts DC times 1, and you get the choice of if you want to invert it or not here. And channel 2 is the amps, and that one's set up using the Hantek clamp, and I've got it on the maximum setting. 1 millivolt equals 1 milliamps, but on here I've got it set up so it's 50 amps per division. You see, and I got that set up at 200 milliseconds per division. So I'll go and start the car and see what happens. You're in the video now. Okay, I'll start the car. Starts much better after putting the battery in it. Now if we look at this capture here, I know it's got a lot of glare on it. So basically, this would be where the amp starts, and each one of these dotted lines would be 5 volts. So 50 amps, I mean, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20. That's getting up to about 200, nearly 300, about 280 amps. You can see the compression strokes until it started. This dip here is where it actually started and the current was coming back. If we look here, the voltage dropped. So it's starting off at about 12, you see, because that's at 5 volts per division. So it's 5, 10 to that slightly bigger line. Then we've got 2 more, so it's just over 12 volts. And I started it, I pulled it down to, that's about 9 volts, which is a little bit low, I'd say. You want it over 10 volts, but I initially pulled it down to 9 volts, and kept it roughly around there, 9 to 11. And when it started to charge again, went back up to 5, 10, about 14 volts. So it looks like the starter motor and the battery are all good now. Just want to show you what this Hantek's like for using on a checking the battery. Thanks for watching.